Did it really happen? Questions are being raised about the real-life Jonah, the guy who claims he was swallowed by a whale.
A whale?
Yes.
So it's true?
Yes. Too much is true.
Like giant stone monoliths, pods of sperm whales sleep vertically in the water column. A totally otherworldly presence, their massive bodies floating in suspended grace. Our oceans are filled with nearly 100 species of cetacean.
On June 11th, 56-year-old lobster diver Michael Packard was fishing off of Provincetown, Massachusetts. His first dive of the day had gone poorly and yielded almost nothing, so at around 8 a.m. he dropped into the water once again to a depth of about 15 meters. But then just before he touched down on the ocean floor, he felt a massive push from behind, almost like he'd been hit by a truck, and then everything went dark. For a split second, Michael thought he'd been attacked by a great white shark because nothing else could possibly be that big. Then he felt around and realized that it was all soft muscle around him. That's when he realized he was in a whale's mouth. A whale had scooped him up from behind and was now trying to swallow him whole. Thankfully, he still had all of his scuba gear on, so he waited anxiously, not knowing whether he'd soon be crushed or if the whale would realize he wasn't food. About 30 or 40 seconds later, he felt the whale shake side to side, and then he started to see light. Then he saw bubbles all around him as the whale surfaced and spat him out. The last he saw of it was its massive tail dipping back below the water's surface. Although he was shaken, he was thankful to be alive. Also on the surface was the boat and crew that Michael was with, who watched this entire thing unfold. According to the captain of the boat, Michael came flying out of the water feet first and then landed on his back. They quickly pulled him on board, thinking he had broken his leg, and then rushed him to the hospital, where they determined that it was only a dislocated knee. Other than that, he just had some bruising on his legs and thankfully had no signs of any air embolism from surfacing so quickly. He was released by the end of the day and returned to diving the following week. The whale that swallowed him was a humpback whale, which can grow to be as much as 50 feet long and 36 tons and don't eat humans. In fact, this behavior is basically unheard of. It's thought that the whale mistook the bubbles from his scuba gear as a school of fish and then opened its massive mouth like it normally does to use as a net. Thankfully, once it realized he wasn't a fish, it spit him back out again.
I just was in there struggling, banging.
Michael Packard was lobster diving in Cape Cod on Friday when he says the humpback whale sucked him right into his mouth before spitting him out after 30 seconds.
He was just going along, and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Whale of a tail sounds fishy, goes this headline. You would expect more serious injuries, one Cape Cod doctor was quoted as saying. He had no soft tissue damage and no broken bones. But this 54-year-old scuba diver says he totally believes the story.
I believe it fully. It is possible.
Why? Because Rainer Schimpf had an almost identical experience back 2 years ago and has the photos to prove it. That's his body sticking out of the mouth of a whale who'd swallowed him off the coast of South Africa when he was filming footage of the sardine run.
Without the picture, it's very difficult to prove that you've actually been inside.
Whale swallowing humans is exceedingly rare. The odds it will happen are 1 in a trillion, according to one expert.
He wasn't harmed, I wasn't harmed, and it was like a happy end.
Signor Caboto! On deck, sir. You won't believe your eyes.
Captain! Over here! You must see this!
Look, Captain, down there.
I've never seen anything like it in my life!
Amazing! So big!
Codfish, so thick they stayed the progress of our ship. Fishes enough to feed this kingdom, oh sire, until the end of time.
The Yankee lay low down with gold.
How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
She was broad and fat and loose in stays, but to catch her took the antelope 2 whole days.
God damn them all. I was told we'd cruise the seas for American gold. We'd fire no guns, shed no tears.
Now I'm a
Broken man on a Halifax pier, the last of Barrett's privateers.
Then at length we stood 2 cables away.
How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Our correct 4-pounders made an awful din, but with one fat ball the Yanks drove us in.